I will never forget playing the Tchaikovsky Fourth Symphony in the beautiful Musikverein auditorium in Vienna. I think that that was one of the inspirations for me to continue on. I've concentrated on Eastern European composers in the last 10 years or so, and it's partly just because the music written by these composers is so well, it is some of the most expressive and challenging, I would say, for the cello that's been written. The Sonata for Solo Cello by Kodai is one of these landmark pieces that you strive to be able to learn at some point as a cellist. And for example, in the music of Kodai, you hear a lot of the folk elements, and not just folk elements, but something from the language. And so that you hear all the way through, and working with the Hungarians to make this music was really interesting and helpful. Most recently, I went to Russia to record 2 cello concertos by Russian composers, one by Shostakovich and one by Tchaikovsky. You know, this concerto written by Shostakovich, it speaks a lot about the Russian people, it speaks about history, it speaks of the tragedy of World War II. Shostakovich actually experienced the Leningrad blockade, which was, the Nazis cut off all supplies to Leningrad. So many people starved, and it was just a horrible situation. And so in the second movement of the concerto, this is expressed in the lines, and I can play a little bit of this for you. And at the end, he brings this theme back, but he brings it in harmonics. And so it has this sort of ghostly, just ethereal sort of feeling. And then the cellist answers that from the orchestra. But it's really quite an emotional and moving piece of music.